Rosa presents the TUBCAST.
Hey, everybody!
Hi! Howdy!
It's time to crack something open and sit for a spell. How you doing? It's the TUBCAST.
Merry Yuletide.
I am here. My name is Kyle. I've got Mr. Yuletide over here,
Hi.
and next to him is Giggles a lot.
Did you say Mayor Yuletide?
No, not Mayor Yuletide. That's in the other town.
What?
No. I was just saying,
said
since Yuletide
Mary.
derives from like Germanic,
Merry Yuletide.
since it derives from like Germanic peoples, Mayor would mean more Yuletide.
What's wrong with that? Who doesn't want more Yuletide?
It's the same Yuletide. We already have one.
Who doesn't
It's
want more of
the
it?
old Yuletide, Jeremy. The old.
I said
Yuletide.
Merry
Yuletide.
I was combining things that were different but similar.
Sure. Well, it is the TUBCAST, and my name really is Kyle. Jeremy's here.
Yep, that's me.
Nathan's here.
Hello.
And the ghost of Kuiper's past is here as well.
Yeah.
Present.
He's right next
Present.
to you. He's right next to you.
Yeah, he's over here. So he's
Yes,
floating. He's
too,
floating.
I too watched that Key and Peele sketch, Kuipers.
Good.
Yeah, so as you can tell, Eric is not here. We fired him. He's been fired. We may reconsider hiring at a later date.
Yeah.
But he has been
Position is
terminated.
currently open.
As of the end of the loop last night.
Yeah,
so,
it had something to do with his form of Indian reggae music.
I don't know what it was. It may not have been the most
It became
sensitive,
offensive,
but it was
you know?
it was funny. But it was just we made the call and decided that we were gonna fire him. So here we are. Jeremy has been fired. Not Jeremy, Eric. Jeremy is still here.
Anytime.
I'm sure that could be arranged later. Welcome to our chat. I see Teddy saying, yes, Kyle's leading this shebang. He said to scoot over. It's too soon. Too soon after firing Eric to have taken that chair. So maybe next time we'll do that. But for right now, I'm not going to scoot over.
It's still warm.
Jolliver says, Jeremy could voice a reindeer in a Christmas special.
What would the special be about?
Nathan, I need you to find me a script
No.
for a reindeer. Doesn't have to be long, just like a few lines. And then we're going to have Jeremy voice that over for us as an audition.
Okay. I bet it'll probably be like...
Oh, you're making it up.
Yeah, I'm making it up.
Okay.
Okay, but he has to have the lines.
You know about the other reindeer, right? There's Olive. There's...
Well, there's the dinosaurs.
Sing the song. Someone sing the song.
There's the dinosaurs'
Dasher
least
and Dancer
favorite.
and Prancer and Vixen, Comet and Cupid and Donner and Blitzen.
Now the famous.
But do you
reindeer
recall the
of
most
all.
famous reindeer of all?
Rudolph.
Jeremy, the red-nosed reindeer,
had a very shiny nose.
had his ear bitten off by Nathan.
And
Yeah.
if you ever saw it, you'd be a patron subscriber. No? Olive, the other reindeer, used to laugh and call him names.
Yeah.
Olive was mean.
Yeah.
There's another one, though. There's another reindeer in that song. I can't think of the other one. Anyway.
Then
That
all
was
the
a really
reindeer
bad
loved
joke.
him.
No, all the reindeer loved him. Duh.
Okay.
That was bad, Jeremy. That was really
Why is
bad.
that bad?
That was a terrible dad joke.
Olive,
Real hard,
the
real
other
fast.
reindeer, used to laugh and call
You're
names.
acting like it's the first time anyone's made this joke, and it has been
not a
made for
joke.
Olive's the mean one.
Shut up! I'm wearing green for Olive.
Teddy says, "What's going on?"
Yes, this is
Teddy,
green.
you could fill in for me. I think,
This is,
maybe.
by the way, this is one of our shirts. If you guys want, you can pick it up.
They're trying to eat breakfast. Yes, that is one of our shirts.
They're trying to eat breakfast.
You can
There you
get
go.
those on our website.
You can get it on our
/
website.
store.
You won't be able to get it by Christmas.
No, but if
you should have already bought it.
But if you did do it, it would be a great New Year's resolution to wear it every day
Yeah.
as an
Every day.
advertisement for the best internet ever.
Jeremy's just shilling. Every day he's hustling.
That's
out
his
here.
reindeer name, Shillin'.
Shilling the reindeer.
Kuiper's mom loves us.
Can
with
you give us
cookies.
a little more of a reindeer voice here?
I
If
don't
you're going to
have
be
one.
shilling the reindeer?
I don't have one.
Oh, there it is. There it is right there. That's it. It's
Why is
perfect.
that?
It's the shilling reindeer who doesn't care about anything
I don't care
after
about
he's
it.
shilled out
He's
trying
the
to get the money.
libertarian reindeer.
You're a shill.
Now
I'm
he's
not a
now
shill.
he's
Everyone
gonna
else is a shill.
Wait, Jeremy, say wow.
Wow.
Hey, welcome to the chat, crazy. He says Grandma got run over by a deer coming home from the TUBCAST Thursday night.
Grandma was at the TUBCAST?
Apparently,
She should have been at the Loop.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was last night.
yeah. That's and you know what? I mean, really, the video games are what grandmas are into these days. So it's surprising that she would have been at a Thursday night TUBCAST. Yeah. So how you guys doing? What's
Okay.
going on? What's happening?
Well, I'm curious
In your lives.
what people have. I would like everyone to go around the row here.
I like how he's completely just going to
I can
make
do
this
this.
whatever he wants it to be right
And
now. isn't he?
I want everyone to say one thing from Christmas, or the Christmas season, or the Hanukkah season, or the what's another one? Nathan?
Solstice.
The solstice, yeah.
Kwanzaa.
Solstice is
Kwanzaa.
today, by the way.
Kwanzaa
Nathan,
is like the 23rd, right? No, I'm not done yet, Kyle.
he had his headphones down over his eyes. I was trying to figure out if he was Cyclops or Geordie LaForge.
I was Geordie.
Yeah.
okay. That's
Good
what
call.
I thought.
So, and say one thing that's a family tradition that you think is unique, and then say what you do when you open presents. Christmas Eve, Christmas morning. What's the process? Is there a process? Do you have a tradition? Kyle, go.
Why are we doing this?
Go.
You're skipping the first person in line.
You're always
I'm-
last.
I guess I'm the spirit
Yeah,
anyway,
you're-
so I'm not a person.
Yeah, you're the spirit of the
Ghost.
intern. So silence. We usually have a big breakfast in the morning on Christmas Day, and the beverage of choice at the table is orange juice, and there's usually a cherry at the bottom.
And
that's
vodka?
that's one of our no.
Oh, You should
And
start
we
that
open
tradition.
Christmas Day. There you
after
go.
or before breakfast?
After.
Nathan.
We don't really have that unusual of traditions.
Nailed it.
So when do you open?
In the morning,
All right.
and then we have pigs in blankets, but it's croissants for me because I'm a vegetarian. And
So there's no meat in your croissant.
that's correct. There is
Wow.
no meat in my croissant.
They could put tofu in there.
That would taste
Like
bad.
Tofu bacon. I bet there's tofu sausage.
Oh yeah, there's that. It's not really tofu though. That's soy based. I mean, okay,
Is it tofu soy based?
yes, but it is not.
Tofu is more of the gelatinous blob of
Yes.
soy. Yeah.
Yes,
But then there's curd, right? That's different.
that is tofu. It's made from bean curd.
So Kuipers, what do you do?
Okay. Well, he wasn't done.
I think he was.
You got to have a tradition. Do you all wear matching pajamas?
No.
Okay. All right. Next, Kuipers, go ahead.
All right. I'll admit, my family was pretty chill about holidays. Like, we don't really do much. Like, we don't really have any unique traditions other
Cool.
than, like, after the Christmas Eve service, we go out and watch, go through the neighborhoods, look at all the Christmas lights, kind of stuff like that. And then,
That's tradition-y.
yeah, I mean, but it's not unique, though. Because, like, especially when you see, like, all the other cars parked around and those who don't turn their headlights off to let
Fair.
other people.
That's not fair.
Yeah, but and then we open up gifts. They let me open up one gift on the Christmas Eve, and then we'd open up all the rest of the gifts on Christmas Day in the morning.
See, that's the same. That's I would say what we do as well. Well, there's one gift they get to open before bed, and we pick which one that is. They don't get a pick, and then they open the rest of them in the morning. And it's normally before breakfast, I think, most of the time. But we also do Christmas soup. And it's on Christmas Eve. We always do soup on Christmas Eve. That's our
He's
tradition.
real proud of the soup, folks.
I don't know. I had to share a tradition, and then
He's
how we
real
open
proud
presents.
of the soup. I hear about it every year. He's
Shut
real
up.
proud of
Was,
it.
It is good
was this
soup.
entire discussion a pretense to talk about your soup?
Yep, it
No,
was.
it
It really
wasn't.
was. That's what it was. He wanted to tell everyone about
Not
his
talking
soups.
about my soup.
You brought up the soup. You brought up talking about the soup.
tradition.
You brought up the traditions because your tradition is Christmas
Okay,
soups.
when I
None of
was
the
a
rest
kid-
of us had interesting traditions
When
to
I
talk
was a
about.
kid, one of the traditions from my great grandpa was that we had to have duck on Christmas Day for dinner. I don't know why, but we had to have duck.
All right. Login Phil says we look into the windows of the rich while they open their gifts. That's sad.
I like to imagine they had a viewing platform set up and everything.
They just set out a little bench for people to stand on.
Sell cocoa for like $1 a glass.
Teddy says you're a live login, and yes, we're glad to see you here, login, and hopefully everything is going well for you, despite the fact that you live in the fire-torn regions of California. So, Crazy says every year on Christmas, me and Billy Bob Thornton go around getting drunk and robbing malls. Sounds legit.
I support that.
Also sounds like it might be a movie.
Die Hard.
So, yeah,
It's not a Christmas movie.
But Die Hard 2 is.
It happens during Christmas.
yeah, they both do. They're both kind of
but that doesn't
Christmas
make them.
Oh,
never mind.
movies.
No,
It's a
no,
big
Jeremy's
argument, whatever.
Jeremy's right.
I am right.
It's
'cause
a
I know
Christmas
things.
Carol that Crazy Legs is living through.
There you go.
So Nathan, there's a few things. I think all of the things in here for the top of the show were put in here by you.
That is correct. sir.
So take it away, Nathan. Well, I don't know which one you want to discuss first. Which one's more important? If any of them are to be cut,
Oh, I want to save the last one for last, just in case Eric does show up.
Last
Yeah,
one
we
for
are
last.
we are
Good call.
concerned that he may try and break
Crash
through
this
security
party.
and
Yeah.
come in here. So we'll see what happens.
All right, so the other day I was waiting on a table at work, and they had this 2-3-year-old kid. Every time the kid would look up at me as I walked past, I overheard his dad say, "See, he's watching you." And after the second time, I thought, "Am I Santa to this kid? Did his dad convince him that I'm Santa?"
You're undercover, right?
I'm deep undercover.
Yeah.
So undercover, he didn't even know that he
That's
was
weird.
undercover. In a world where a man slings spaghetti, he finds out that he secretly is Santa Claus.
Is that because Santa Claus fell off his roof and died, and then he put on the suit?
I would have to
Nope,
have
that would
killed
be
him.
the Santa Claus,
Oh, okay.
and that is Tim Allen.
This is Spaghetti
these
Claus.
sequels-
This is
What if-
Spaghetti Claus.
What if Tim Allen was on his roof? And
Wait,
died?
let's go through this though here, because this may be the next great Christmas movie. We might be able to sell this to Netflix. No, Jeremy. Last night we listened to your terrible idea about Zelda in space. So tonight we're going to go through.
That was a great idea.
Spaghetti Claus, where there is a Santa Claus secretly hides out in a spaghetti joint all year long, silently judging all of the patrons because they don't know that he's Santa Claus. And then at the very end, on Christmas Eve, he rips off his facial beard covering thing that he's got that's magical because it makes it look like he's got no beard. But he rips the thing off and he's like, "I'm Santa Claus and I know how bad you been." And then there's a lot of other stuff that
I
happens
feel like
in
he
between
would say
there
that
and then.
differently. I feel like he'd be like, "I know how bad."
No, but
you've
it's gonna
been."
be a comedy, right?
why?
I mean, this is a comedy, not a Lifetime movie.
Oh, okay, okay.
So, I mean, it's gonna be better. Hey, Irrelevant Native, welcome to the chat.
Yeah, welcome.
What is up? So, I don't know, Nathan. What do you think? What can we do to make this movie work? Make it sellable?
Well, it needs to have some form of plot,
Okay.
generally.
More than just being in a spaghetti joint. secretly judging everyone all year long and then pulling off his fake beard to show that he's Santa Claus and see, that was...
It's a start. It's a
plot.
start. We got to fill the rest of the holes.
That's a premise. We need a little bit more to round it out into a film.
Well, it's not a romantic comedy, is it?
No, it's not a Lifetime movie.
Well, so there's no romance in it?
Or a Hallmark movie. It's not. It doesn't have. I mean, there could be romance, but that's
the
not
child
the point
doesn't
of
have
it.
a mother who's dying and needs shoes
Wait, so what if these?
for her funeral. You know that's what the shoes are for, right?
Hang on.
Okay.
What if? Okay, well, maybe we can make this a romantic movie.
Okay.
Where this secret spaghetti Santa is actually falling in love with someone that he works with,
What's his
who
name?
is pregnant.
Oh, that changes that.
And Spaghetti Claus ends up with this Christmas miracle when he delivers the baby in the middle of a snowstorm that's really bad on Christmas Eve, right in the spaghetti joint.
Does the baby have a glowing red nose?
It does. So it'll then they decide, because this is like become Spaghetti Claus's girlfriend, because even though like he's not the father, the father's out of the picture, and she's just this person that's really sweet that he just falls in love with, because it's going to be on Hallmark Channel, right?
You just said it wasn't a
No,
Hallmark.
but I said we could just lean into it. We could skid into it because
Okay.
we can make this funny and a romantic comedy,
Okay.
because it is Spaghetti Claus. But then at the end,
So the baby is actually the offspring of the great spaghetti monster.
or Rudolph.
Bless his
Here to-
noodly
or-
appendage.
Yeah.
Or we can make it. We can make like a spaghetti western and have like dueling, like Santa Claus is meeting in
Yes,
town.
it happens in the
Spaghetti
no.
Western.
You're on to something.
Yes.
It's a spaghetti joint in the Old West. And there's no hospital nearby. It is snowing on Christmas Eve, and this lady in the saloon is about to have a baby, and Spaghetti Claus saves the day and helps her with giving birth, and then they become Mr. and Mrs.
Claus.
Spaghetti Claus,
Yeah.
and they live happily ever after.
See, that was not the ending I thought you were going
Oh,
for.
where did you think we were going?
I figured it was going to be a thing where Spaghetti Claus is immortal, and so he feels he can't ethically fall in love with somebody because he will just inevitably have to leave them when they die.
And she's crushed
And he would judge their child.
because over the course of her, like the last 6 or 8 months that she has been working in this spaghetti western saloon,
they've gotten close.
she has fallen for Spaghetti Claus, and he looks at her and he says, "I'm sorry, partner. This just ain't gonna happen."
Yeah, have you never seen a spaghetti western? That is not how they talk.
No,
No, but he'll talk like
No,
John Wayne
that's
does.
the funny part.
I'm
it's
sorry,
only a
lady.
Spaghetti western because it's in a spaghetti joint.
Right, it's in
the
a spaghetti
West.
joint in the West.
So
See, it's
that's
like
the pun.
It's a play
That's
on
the funny part.
It's a play on
Get the
play on
pun,
play.
Jeremy.
So there's just a whole bunch of different levels on which this could work. So Nathan, if you like this idea and you want to round this out,
Wait.
I think we need a script by February to be able to start shooting in March and get it
And to
into
get the lady
post-production
pregnant.
by October. Wow.
No,
Jeremy, it's
Wow.
called auditions.
I was just saying.
You audition already pregnant people.
Oh, okay, got it. I
Or
thought
you
you
put
had.
a- or you
I
put a
thought there
pillow
might
under
have
their
been
shirt.
a specific actress in mind. You know, it's kind of like when a guy's got to grow a mustache, but he's
Jeremy?
Superman.
Jeremy.
And so
This is a romantic comedy. It's not a porno.
I didn't say.
You said something to the effect of impregnating this woman for the sake of the
No.
movie.
No, if we wanted
So-
to pick someone that needed to be pregnant for the movie, we'd have to wait. So we
That-
need to.
That implies getting her pregnant.
Right. So
her
we're not
getting, it
we're not
implies
shooting
her getting pregnant.
We're not shooting
It doesn't
those
imply
scenes.
who's doing the getting.
We're not shooting those scenes, Jeremy.
No, of course not. It's the precasting.
Although I gotta ask though too, is Jeremy gonna be a reindeer then?
Yes, he's
That's
going to
my
be the
entire
lead.
role.
That's where
He's going to be the lead reindeer who actually tends bar in Spaghetti Claus's saloon.
That makes sense.
And he's the one that says all the
Chillin', get me
Yeah.
a whiskey.
He
What
says
if-
all the terrible like
What if
like,
instead of
things.
horses, all the cowboys and cowgirls rode reindeer?
This doesn't work if you're a bartender.
That would be wildly impractical for the Old West.
It's not the American West. This is a fake story.
If
that
it's
we're
not
creating.
the American West, it's not a Western.
Yeah, America was the West.
There is Japanese Westerns. They're really bad. You should check them out.
They're not the same thing.
No.
Shanghai Noon does not count as a Japanese Western.
What about Quigley
from
Down
China.
Under? That was a Western.
Wow.
Wow. What about Quigley Down Under? That movie that was in Australia.
I have no idea what that movie is.
What? That's a
Nor do
popular
I.
movie from when I was younger.
From when you were younger. Okay.
Check it out. It's worth watching once.
I don't know.
So I saw The Disaster Artist.
Okay, what was that about?
Irrelevant Native says just an old gray grumpy reindeer. I think it fits. Yeah, I think it works. So you saw The Disaster
I
Artist.
saw The Disaster Artist.
You didn't want to wait around for the rest of us because you knew that you were going to miss it in theaters if you waited around for the rest of us, didn't you?
I had an invitation to go.
Oh,
I didn't know how often he would be available, so I was like, yeah, let's go.
all right.
So, it was a very, very good movie. If you've seen The Room, I highly recommend it. If not, I recommend you watch The Room and then go see it.
Okay. I've heard from the guys that made the movie anyway. They said that you could watch it either way and enjoy it.
You absolutely could, but I think you would miss a lot of the humor in it.
Sure. So it was a success.
Yes.
As you would say.
Yeah. It is a contender for the best movie I've seen all year.
Okay. Wow.
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 Yeah, it's up there with Get Out. I would
Okay.
Get out.
I still have not seen
Wow.
Get Out.
Wow.
That was this year.
Have I seen
I
any
know it
movies
feels
this
like it's
year?
been a long time since then, but it was back in February.
Has everyone here seen Star Wars yet?
I have not.
Nope.
I'm going.
I have.
You haven't? You have?
Yep.
Yeah, you're dumb.
I'm going on either
I'm
Christmas
dumb.
Eve or Christmas Day.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
dumb
you're gonna
because
see it
I've seen
before me.
Star
I
Wars.
think I'll see it the week after.
That's what he just said, isn't it?
No, he said Christmas.
No,
Eve or Christmas
you
Day,
just
and I said the week after.
you just
Did
said
you not
that
hear
I'm
it?
dumb because I've already seen it.
Well, those two are not directly correlated, but could be.
You said that was the case.
No, I said you were dumb. I didn't say it was because of that. That was implied.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Next.
Oh, right, the other thing. I was like, "What are you next?"
I was just ignoring him for a moment because he called me dumb.
Oh.
So
I'm still not sure why he called you dumb.
I don't either. If it wasn't
Are
about
you
me seeing
triggered?
Star Wars, there's nothing.
you
I mean, there is
triggered?
no reason for him to just throw that out there.
He is taking Eric's role, so
So he's triggered.
Wink.
That's so good.
All right, so Kyle, since you're playing the role of Eric for tonight,
Yes.
a couple months ago, I recall you saying on the Lunchcast
I love this.
that
Say it in your best Eric voice.
that you didn't care for a particular movie. I just saw that movie this week, and I gotta say, I fiercely disagree. The Tree of Life.
The Tree of Life. Oh yeah, that movie.
Brad Pitt and Sean Penn.
That movie. Yeah.
That's when he
I
was-
can't
he
argue
was
this.
younger
I've never
and
seen
hot,
it.
wasn't he? Brad
Wait.
Pitt. He used to be hot.
This isn't that long ago, was it?
It's 2011.
Really?
Yeah.
That's quite a while
Isn't
ago
that,
now.
uh,
Ugh. Anyway.
Isn't that Jessica Chastain or whatnot? I didn't realize she'd been in movies that long ago.
Yeah, this was like her first movie.
Huh.
Why'd you like it?
It's just a phenomenal piece of film. Like,
Is this the one?
It's true cinematography.
yeah.
So what is this one about?
well,
The meaning of life.
I mean, is it all one cohesive story,
well,
or is it a bunch of different stories?
No,
about-
it's not vignettes, but
I figured it out.
Okay.
Sean Penn is the devil.
okay. Sean Penn's a devil.
Brad Pitt is obviously Adam.
Okay,
And the chick you said is obviously Eve. And
Jessica
it's
Chastain.
yeah, and it's basically the story of Genesis when
The
The devil tricks
the devil's
her
not
into
in
eating an
Genesis,
apple.
Jeremy.
It's
Nathan, you
Shut
brought
up.
an empty DVD case.
That's because I left it in my player.
I can't even watch this right now.
I wasn't expecting you to watch it right now. We're doing the TUBCAST.
Oh yeah, we're doing the TUBCast. So you said it was good.
Oh, it's one of the best movies I've ever seen.
Oh,
And Eric said it was boring.
okay. Well, we've
Which-
got controversy.
Which is not an opinion I've only heard from Eric. I've heard a lot of people say that, but I fiercely disagree. It's about a family in Texas in the 1950s who loses their son at the age of 19. And I'm not even sure how to describe it after that.
Okay.
It's,
So Nathan is saying to go and see this. Apparently, I am saying not to go and see this. Is that right? Is that what we were supposed to do?
that's exactly what you're saying.
Okay,
Eric.
that's exactly what I'm saying as Eric. Yeah, cool. I think that's all. Anything else that's been going
Login
on?
says, I love The Green Mile.
Green Mile's a good movie.
It is
Green
a good
Mile
movie.
is a good movie. I haven't seen it, but I've heard
What?
a lot about it.
What?
It's Stephen King. I don't see a lot of Stephen King stuff. Not that there's anything wrong.
I
with
don't
Stephen
either,
King.
but The Green Mile is amazing.
that was really the only fact that I could think of about that movie, other than the fact that Tom Hanks was in it.
But you can have a
Go ahead.
caramel if you'd like it.
I don't. Oh my gosh! I don't know what is happening in the chat there.
I just looked down and I see Teddy saying butt sex isn't exclusive to Colonial Williamsburg, just to clarify.
That's true.
I don't know how they got there, but I'm not going to go back and read through to find out why.
Crazy Legs goes on to say, I think they invented it. No?
Give us the
No.
history. It was the Egyptians, right?
I don't know who invented it, but I know it was being practiced as far back as...
Apes.
As far back as what?
Apes.
Oh.
Did you say AIDS?
Apes. Oh, man.
What?
I'm eating a cookie.
Yeah, that's not conducive for talking into a microphone.
No, where's just from?
No, because all I'm hearing you say is AIDS.
I heard H, and I was like, how did a letter invent butt sex?
Think about it.
I'm working on it. I'm not coming up with anything.
Next segment.
Well, it's derailed hard.
Kuipers,
What? Oh.
wake up!
It's time for the only news stories worth talking about.
Thanks, kids. Thanks, kids. In the news this week, Apple confirms that iPhones with older batteries will take hits in performance.
Yes. Oh boy, Nathan is choking to death, and now Jeremy is not helping.
Are you okay?
I will be.
Okay.
Do you need another Kuipers? Get the man another water.
The water was what caused it in the first place.
Breathe. Breathe, Nathan. Nobody clip that and make it something of like butt sex, okay?
We have gone wildly off past.
You know, butt sex was invented in Colonial Williamsburg.
All right,
Guys,
so
this
what
is
the-
not very family friendly right now.
Kyle, tell me why is
Nathan, you're still alive?
Am I? Maybe I'm a ghost of Christmas.
Oh boy, there's two ghosts of Christmas in here now.
okay?
Ooh.
Oh my.
I've come to show you your life.
Jolliver says, well, now you've made a request, Jeremy, so you knew that you were asking for that. Okay, Nathan, seriously, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
You just coughed an insane amount as well. Okay. Can we get through the news now?
Yes.
All right.
Proceed with the news.
So Kyle,
Login says, save Nathan, save the eye candy. We are trying to.
It's true.
Well, speaking of candy, could I have some caramel?
Yeah. Don't choke on it.
Yes, sir.
So Kyle, tell me about what happened here with Apple. They're saying something about iPhones.
You're supposed to read the title.
I already did. I read
know.
the title. I'm trying to segue back into
So
the story.
you're
We're not doing the start over.
You
We're
are
not Eric.
You are segueing way
calling for
too
news?
hard.
Are we calling for news intro now?
Yep.
No, Kuipers,
Do
no.
it,
You already
Kuipers.
messed that up once tonight.
Do
We
it,
don't need you
Kuipers.
to mess it up again.
Do it.
Bad Kuipers. So Apple has confirmed that phones with older batteries are taking a performance hit. Part of it is that they are throttling the processor speeds as the battery's capacity deteriorates over time. Part of it is something that they have done to keep things from crashing while you're trying to process. So in some cases, you may have an app that decides that it's not going to work anymore or is going to crash or whatnot, and the battery because the battery is older, they are slowing down the processes for some of those. There was a tweet that someone showed with an older phone that was showing that its frequency was not as high as far as its processor was. After they got a battery replacement in, this phone's speed resumed factory settings, which was over double. So
it's not because the phone was old,
It's
like a
not-
lot of the articles
Right.
out there are saying.
There are
It's because the battery
because
is
of the battery
deteriorating because of the type
specifically.
of battery they are.
Right. So it is something that it's not that they're trying to push people towards new phones or anything. I mean, obviously that's going to be something that they want people to do, but that's not the clear intent as far as why they are doing that. It is specifically because as the battery life is deteriorating, it is something that it can't keep up with the processing the same way. So it's something that they are doing to help people that still have older phones
Keep their phone
not
from
have their
crashing.
phone crash as frequently.
I will say, my daughter gets the hand-me-down phone, right? So she's always
Yep.
got a couple years old phone, and hers does crash every now and then. You know, it'll have 100% battery,
Yep.
and then all of a sudden the phone will just crash, lock up, crash, and then reboot, and it's good again. So
Right.
I don't know. I mean, I don't want my phone running at a slower speed either. That kind of sucks. But, and you know, some people were saying, oh, this is really terrible because they're just trying to talk people into new phones. I mean, I guess that is an outcome. I don't know if that's
right. That's going to be an
causation,
outcome, but it's not the reason. And here, and I mean, I think that the biggest thing that they're stating with this article too is that it's something that's completely understandable. It makes sense. It's something that they probably should be doing, but
I'm
that
guessing-
they should have been more forthcoming as far as yes, there is a specific reason why you are seeing that with older phones. When it registers that the battery is not holding up as well, it is going to lower some of those speeds for the phone itself.
I'm guessing that other big phone vendors will come out with something similar, saying
Yeah,
that,
I'm
that
sure.
they're doing it too.
Based on the tweet, though, that you also chose for the picture, it does look like after they replaced the battery, it did get back to like normal
Yeah.
performance.
Because
Right.
it was.
So it's not the phone's
not-
age itself. It is specifically the battery.
They did state though they added specific code that identified if the battery was older, that it would slow down to maintain consistent performance, not
Right.
best performance, but consistent performance because of the state of the older batteries. The specific type of batteries have a habit of, if they can't produce enough for whatever the app is requesting, that it will just crash the phone. And they are trying to avoid that problem by just slowing the phone down completely. So,
Right.
I don't know. I mean, it kind of stinks. Maybe we need new batteries. I don't know, different types of batteries. How about Apple came out with an easier way to put a new battery in? That would be helpful. But anyway.
Yeah, maybe.
All
Maybe.
right. Next story. The Office. Revival eyed at NBC.
They are trying to get a revival now, and they've already said that Michael Scott would not be back. Steve Carell will not be involved in the new installment. Why are you clapping?
I don't know. He's, ran his course.
Okay.
I don't even
Radio
I don't
silence.
even know what to say in regards
What?
to that. I mean, if
It's
you're
true.
if you're going to say he ran his course, the TV show itself ran its course.
Well, of course it did, but then they had the little guest op, managers here or there at the end, and
I mean, sure, the
that
show
was weird.
I don't think having reviewed the series recently, the last 2 seasons weren't as bad as a lot of people wanted to say that it was. But it definitely wasn't as good as when Michael was there, because Michael was clearly the number one person. He was your center stage, and you lost that when he wasn't there. Because none of the rest of them carried that show the same way. They have said they haven't really put any type of specifics in regards to what's going to happen and who's going to be coming back. Right now, they've kind of said, you look at some of the characters they've left. Jim and Pam, obviously, at the end of the series had moved to Austin, Texas, and Daryl had moved to Austin, Texas as well. So there's
so they're going to start up a new paper company in Austin, Texas. You're thinking?
No, I don't think so. I think it's one of those things that if they do come back, it may be with some of the cast and not all of it. I know that there was a plan to do a spin-off show about Dwight and his farm that failed.
That actually would have been interesting.
It would have.
Like Young Sheldon?
No, it was not like that.
Kuipers.
What if there was a crossover?
They actually did air the pilot of that, or they kind of converted the pilot into an actual episode where Dwight and his family there was a funeral that they had in their the farm itself, and where he actually gets the farm or a bigger farm than he'd already had.
Hey, quick shout out to Diddley Duran.
Hey, Diddley.
Happy holidays to you as well.
Welcome to the chat.
Welcome.
So yeah, there's not a whole lot of specifics with this, but it does seem like right now it is the time of revivals of older TV shows. I mean, X-Files has done it. NBC recently
has anyone actually watched that?
Yeah, they've got a.
Is
second
it as bad
X-Files.
as the original?
The original wasn't bad.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
All right, there you go. Jeremy's hot takes. But yeah, Will and Grace came back this fall on NBC. Yeah. So it's another reason that NBC is looking into potentially doing this. I know I saw one article talking about this because I was trying to find out, is this actually something that is going to happen? And because there was rumors about them doing a limited series run earlier in the year. This looks like this is a little more substantiated as far as NBC saying, yes, we are kind of looking at trying to relaunch this in some way, shape, or form. And they as far as we know, and the characters that have specifically said, yes, I'm in, the lady who played Angela has said that she wants in, and has said that Creed has been constantly texting her since the news broke about them getting in on it too. So
we did have a request in the chat.
Yeah.
Go around and state who is your favorite Office character. We're going to start with Kuipers.
This is where we get to the awkward confession time.
Where Kuipers has never watched The Office.
Yep.
All right.
This is the part where the chat turns on Kuipers.
Has everyone else
You got
seen
him.
the original Office from BBC?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, good. You guys are all real people. Kuipers, you suck.
I couldn't
Back
name
to
a single
Spirit
character,
Kuipers.
but
no,
I've
but you
seen
watched it. Yeah.
Yeah,
All right,
I've seen most of it. I don't think I've seen all the way through the British Office.
Okay. So
But-
back to the people who matter on the panel here. Kyle.
Oh man, there are so many that are favorites. I think honestly, my favorite is I'd have to say Creed. He's just so random, and I love the fact that he is his name in the show is his name in real life. He was an old blues player, and I like to believe that Creed Bratton actually walked on the set and didn't realize that he was being on a TV
kind
show.
of his entire role.
Well, no, but I mean, like, I literally want to believe that the person, Creed Bratton, because that is his actual name, and he wasn't in a blues band and everything else. I want to believe that he stumbled upon this set thinking that he was walking into an office interview and just clung on the way that he did and really thought that he worked there and those people's names were the names of their characters.
That would be interesting. And
It just
would
makes
need
it that much funnier.
Psychological evaluation.
Right.
But it would be hilarious. My favorite, I don't even remember the guy's name.
That sounds about right.
Bald-ish, balding,
Kevin?
in accounting. Yes, thank you. Kevin. He is by far my favorite. Couldn't remember his name because it's been a long time since I watched The Office. But I think every time he was involved, I don't know, I liked his humor. Not that he knew he was being funny, but the humor created by his character. That's
All
my
right,
story.
Nathan?
I already said my answer in chat, but I second Creed, and then my other option is Stanley.
Yeah, Stan, especially that short phase where he would start to explain something and sound serious, and then as people are lured in believing that he knows what he's talking about, he would follow it up with, and then you shove it up your butt. Because it was just,
It's so
and then he
funny.
would just start laughing, throwing his head back, and those were the best Stanley
The
moments.
best of times.
I think the time that won me over to Stanley was after he'd had his heart attack, and they had that whole episode where the employees were trying to figure out if Hilary Swank was hot, and Stanley just stands up and goes, "I recently almost died, and I have realized I cannot waste my time with stupid questions like this. This is an obviously attractive woman. Why are we even having this discussion?"
He was good. There was a lot of great things about The Office. The thing that scares me about them reviving this is if it was something that they ruined it.
I think they will.
I mean, there's the
they do
potential
it.
that they could. They could also decide to have Ricky Gervais come and play his character in the American Office. That could be interesting to see too. But they left with Dwight in charge, so I mean, if they were
It
to
could
bring
all
it back,
be on fire.
if they were
on
to
the
bring it
opening
back,
sequence, you know what I mean?
no, if they were to bring it back, Dwight would have to be in charge. That's where it would be.
Well, I think
and
initially-
he would be the lead of the series.
That's what I
again.
mean, though. I think initially, but he fails so horribly that
You're-
they have to bring in someone else. I think that's an
you're
ongoing
thinking
theme.
he's the manager for like the first 5 minutes of the pilot, and then they bring in someone else.
And
No.
it's because literally the building's on fire or something crazy.
Okay, if the building's on fire, they're probably not going to continue with the show.
Well, no, I'm saying like he's got muskrats for sale out of the back warehouse, and
No, here's the thing, though.
you know what I'm saying? Like he'd be doing something.
Dwight
with his
had his
farm.
mess ups and he earned his spot. And after 9 seasons of watching him try to get to that point, it would feel completely disingenuous to everything that they did building up to the end of that series to have him have to be a subordinate again.
That's
he
true.
would be the Michael Scott of the series at that point.
Assistant to the general manager.
Assistant to the general manager. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on.
All right, so the CDC gets a list of forbidden words: fetus, transgender, and diversity.
Yeah, there were several other ones as well.
7 total.
Yeah, vulnerable, entitlement, diversity, transgender, fetus, evidence-based, and science-based. And basically anything that they are providing within some of their updates for the year. And I believe this has to do with the... What is the word I'm looking for here? It's like the budget for...
Yeah, it's specifically associated to the budget.
Is this with the budget stuff that they just
Correct.
voted on? Okay. So they've had people send drafts back that were flagged as saying, hey, these words are in here, and these are not going to be tolerated in this budget. They've also done a lot to eliminate scientific descriptions. So it says in some instances, the analysts were given alternative phrases. Instead of science-based or evidence-based, they suggested phrase is CDC bases its recommendations on science in consideration with community standards and wishes, which essentially says there's science to prove it here, but we're only suggesting it because you may not accept the science.
See, I read an opposing commentary-based article like this one, which gave a little background to what's happening, which I can tend to believe, which is this is specifically for how they are going to disseminate pieces of the budget plan and how they apply to different types of services and things that they are doing. And the argument was that a lot of the words that were identified on this list have a variety of understanding and meaning to the general public, and by using those, it could be perceived as vague from a representation standpoint of what is actually something's being applied to, associated to the budget. And this also isn't the first time that there's been these types of recommendations. It seems to me like it's more of most businesses, in fact, most newspapers and things like that have similar things where there are phrases and things that they cannot use because of how those may be taken in culture today or how they may be misrepresented on what they mean. So, but it does seem odd in this context.
Okay, I could understand that if the only examples I had heard were like science-based or evidence-based, those could have some ambiguity to them. I could understand that. Fetus is actually more descriptive than some of the alternatives.
Sure.
I agree.
And I mean,
but there's also, think about this one. If it's talking about, I don't know, paying for abortion.
Right.
Some people would say fetus, some would say baby. And if they use that term, it could have negative impact on some of the base.
It could also have negative impact saying baby.
Absolutely. But baby's not in the list, so I get what you're saying.
I'm just saying it strongly seems slanted to make a particular ideology harder to discuss.
Correct, and I think it would look a lot different, and it would be something that would be easier to believe that the article that you had read, Jeremy, if it was something that you had a more liberal controlled government that was sending out those words as forbidden. I think it wouldn't have that same type of connotation.
Oh, sure.
I think the fact that there is very much a right-wing side of things that are in control of things and sending these demands makes it seem a little bit, especially with some of the like trying to eliminate the words diversity and transgender, those two and fetus, those three specifically feel like those are very much just
Fashy.
because they
trying to close a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, which, I mean, it feels like it's something that's trying to turn things backwards because, you know, I mean, especially if you're talking about taking away the word diversity in there, that's, especially on top of everything else that's in there, that one's the big one that stands out to me too, just because there seems to be this battle against diversity and not wanting there to be any diversity. Which is really sad, and it's scary that the government can try and put things like this into the way that our Center for Disease Control and Prevention is set up. And I understand it is a government entity, but it is kind of scary that the way that politics are sitting right now can control things that have a lot more to do with people's livelihood and health even than just somebody's political agenda. Sure. So,
all right, next story. This one's interesting. Loud orgies of Mexican fish could deafen dolphins, say scientists.
This one caught me off guard when I found this article. It
was your article. Great.
Yeah. No.
Okay, just good to clarify that.
This is something that is not just about what's in the article's title here, because
Okay.
it's more than that. It has to do with these fish being overfished as well. But what happens is that when they're using their mating call, it resembles a really loud machine gun with multiple rapid sound pulses. When there's hundreds of thousands of fish that are getting together to spawn once a year, the collective chorus sounds like a crowd cheering at a stadium, perhaps a really loud beehive, and it is something that it's loud enough to cause at least temporary, if not permanent, hearing loss in marine mammals, such as the dolphin, and I think there were a couple other animals, sea lions, seals. They've said that the sound of it is so loud that if you are within the area, it can be heard above the water as well.
Wow, they really
So-
enjoy themselves.
Well, and it's not even so much the sound that they're making as things are happening; it's just the call for that stuff too. So it's their mating call that they're trying to get a mate there. So they said that they reverberate through the hulls of fishing boats and can even be heard above water, drawing in the fishers. They said that within minutes, a single boat with one net can harvest 2 tons of corvina, which can I don't know what the specifics are with the size and whatnot of the fish, but they have said that a fleet of 500 boats nets as many as 2 million fish each spawning season, which is putting the species in peril because it's being
But it'll save
overhunted.
the ears of the dolphins.
Potentially, but I mean that's something the dolphins just have to swim away. So, yeah, I don't know.
Noisy,
think about it,
noisy
though.
coitus fish.
Like the ocean is kind of like is basically their home, and so it's like even if they do some way, it's like they're still like the next door neighbors there,
That's right.
and it's just gonna be like you're just gonna hear it from like with a wall between you now.
You
So
just
you're-
gotta
they're in apartments.
you just
Yeah.
got to deal with it. You know, I mean, if you're in a neighbor, or if you have a neighbor that's noisy, you know, you either I mean, you got 2 options really. Well, 3.
Get noisy yourself.
One, get noisy yourself in whichever way that is, whether that's pounding on the wall, or just turning up your music or other things. 2, you can ignore it, or 3, I mean, I guess you can call the cops or your apartment complex manager or whatnot.
You could move.
You could move. So there's 4 things that you could do.
But the
Really?
giant thing of God's soup, though, how can you really move in there?
You can't, and that's the thing. That you're
You
gonna
can't move.
just have
It covers
to.
75% of the world's surface. And if you flattened all of the Earth's surface to a single plane or plateau, the Earth would be covered by more than 2 miles of water. Everywhere. What do you mean they can't go anywhere? They have more places to go than we do.
All right, here's the plan. They all move to SeaWorld.
All the dolphins?
All the dolphins.
But then they're
Then
just
they
being
have
captive.
walls in between them and the
Then maybe
machine
they're
gun.
Trump
Building a
fans.
wall.
See? It's a solution.
These are Mexican
Guys, we
fish.
got something going on in the chat here
All right.
that I think we triggered crazy. He said, oh, hey, by the way, any of those who liked my tweet on Monday about seals and whales, thank you. I got retweeted by some DJ in the UK with 14,000 followers, and I actually got a bunch of death threats. So I
Nice.
took it down. Yeah, are you
You
okay?
didn't egg them on?
I'm sure he
just-
did. He did.
Okay.
Because he was talking
That's why
about
you got the death threats.
he was talking about clubbing, and not in the sense of dancing
Oh.
to DJ music. Diddley's got to leave.
So-
Oh,
bye, Diddley.
So just so I understand, the headline describes them as having orgies because they're mating near each other, not that
Right.
they're going from one fish to another and be like, 1 fish, 2 fish, red fish, blue fish.
Or
Right.
multiple. Yeah,
I mean,
2 on
and
one
maybe
fish.
they are.
I was being euphemistic.
Maybe
Yeah,
they
yeah,
are.
yeah.
Who knows? But
It was a headline in order to catch your attention.
Yes,
Because
definitely.
sex sells. Yeah.
Jolliver
Fish
says
don't even properly have
it's
sex.
really just pool world, and Teddy says gentrify the sea. That might
Oh,
that might
no.
actually work. We can make it a better. Let's make the ocean great again.
Yeah. Less diversity.
Let the fish. And
Can't say that.
Make the fish.
We're not the CDC. We can say it.
Yeah, we could say it.
All right.
Let the fish be fish and do their thing. Just stay away from it because it might make you go deaf if you're a dolphin.
I imagine it would make you go deaf even if you're a human.
If you're in the water. I don't know
Right,
if it'd
if
make
you're
you
in
go
the water.
deaf if you're above water.
Depends on how sensitive you are to sound.
Well, yeah.
Could be.
There's lots
Poor
of variables
dolphins.
that we're not discussing.
Wow.
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 All right, next story.
Next story. Despicable Minion steals lawn from Kalgoorlie homeowner.
Kalgoorlie.
That-
Kalgoorlie.
That.
Yeah.
Kalgoorlie homeowner.
So there is a guy that had been bragging about how awesome his lawn was, and what he did is he woke up one morning and found a square of his lawn was gone.
Right in the middle of the grass.
Right in the middle of the grass. And there was a Facebook page that showed up that had...
Still out there.
Yeah, it had a picture, several pictures of this minion who had the shovel and had grass, and decided that they were going to taunt
it.
this person.
Well,
And
now back up a moment because the guy actually
the guy. Oh, go ahead.
he checked his security cameras and saw the minion digging up his lawn.
Right. That's what I did forget that part. So he did see that this minion had dug up his lawn, and then they created the Facebook page to taunt him. He said, "I think that it's one of those things that that it really is one of my friends or somebody that I know that's trying to mess with me because I was bragging about how awesome my lawn looked." Which is the reason that they probably messed with it. So
So there was a follow-up to this when I was looking for images, and come to find out it was a friend of his. However, he had no idea that this was like he wasn't in on it. The guy who owns the
right, no, he had
and
no
was,
idea.
Fairly upset about it because he dug up the sod in a square about a foot square, size of the shovel, and stole it. So they have a follow-up. I guess it blew up on social media and things like that this past week, but he came back over and reseeded the square in his lawn. But now they're talking about that they may try to take it to the road and have him steal squares of other people's lawn. I don't know how well that will be perceived by non-friends, but I mean, I would watch.
It's the new series coming to Fox. Minions steal lawns.
We have the whole plot for the next movie.
Yeah, it's the next sequel.
It's after the spaghetti western.
Nathan, get working on that after you've got that spaghetti western. Also, Eric is in the chat. He says, "I just got out of work, sitting in my car waiting for the ice to melt off my windows. Thanks for entertaining me, fellas." Eric, stop trying to spread lies about how we didn't about what you're doing.
You got fired.
We all know
last
that you got
night
fired
because of your terrible reggae.
So yeah, that's the story, and we're sticking to it. Let's take a look at some of those 404s.
No intelligence found.
Does he know he's dumb?
There's something seriously wrong with you.
Wouldn't want to embarrass yourself in front of your fellow perverts.
You don't deserve the air you breathe, buddy.
Here's this week's nomination for the hardest 404ing on the internet.
Alrighty, last week we had a rousing battle here between the Faux Osteen and Necklace Pedofredo, I believe is what was decided on by Jeremy.
That's how it
which
works.
caused some controversy
On the Twitter
because
sphere.
he has now been called the 404 dictator because he decided to alter things to his liking.
That is the role. That is the role. Like it or not.
I don't think that was the role. I think you're supposed to pick what somebody in the chat says.
It's the role.
That's not the role. You're abusing your powers, sir.
There's plenty of times where you just say, "Well, we'll let Jeremy decide."
Yes,
See?
you're not supposed to
and I
decide if
decided.
if you alter what the thing is. You decide on which one is the best that has been put in the chat.
This was an addition to someone else's.
Exactly, which thus puts you in that 404 dictator. You were going to say something, Kuipers?
Well, more of just like I remember what happened to Trevor and then what happened to Eric.
Trevor quit. Eric got fired.
You're next.
The only other option is I get
Says the
promoted
ghost.
Or you retire.
or retire.
Yeah,
There you
or
go.
you die.
I mean,
Actually, I'm the oldest, so
You are
those two
going.
things can
Jeremy's
happen.
retiring next week.
Wow.
Wow.
Actually, okay, fine. It's my
No.
last week of the year.
He's done for the year. He's out.
Out.
All right, what do we got?
The new ones.
Yeah. Oh,
You're reading
I was
them.
waiting for you to read the title.
No, you're.
That's
gonna,
all right.
I'm just gonna let you because then I get confused with my role.
All right, our first 404. The headline is: Woman gets funny henna tattoo. Bad reaction causes it to stay. That is not the right picture. Did we skip over this one?
Did we? All right.
Yeah, I messed up. There's no picture for this one. Sorry.
404
Give us the
dictator
story.
strikes again.
Give us the story. It's better than
All
the
right.
one that has the
What
picture.
was supposed to be temporary tattoo and a fun memory with families turned into a permanent mistake for one woman. Ashley Burke went on vacation to Mexico with her family, where she and two others got henna tattoos. The tattoos read in large print, "No regrets," across the chest. Regrets is spelled wrong on purpose because it's from the film We're the Millers, where the character gets the same tattoo. The woman thought that it would be a funny joke since henna tattoos are temporary tattoos, but after she had a bad reaction to the henna used at the resort in Cozumel, the letters did not fade away. It's been more than a week since they returned from vacation. The letters are still dark across her chest. Henna is not black, never has been black, never will be black. If anyone is ever offering you black henna temporary tattoos, it can have lasting effects. Just protect your family and research everything, Burke said on Wednesday.
What'd she have written across her chest?
It said no regrets. But
She's regretting
it's,
this.
It's RAGERTS.
Oh no.
See now, I'm going to disagree with you.
John Cena?
The intentional misspelling of no regrets actually embodies the philosophy behind it better, because you do not regret spelling it that way.
Remind us how your tattoo on your chest is spelled?
AMOR space FATI. Where are you going with this?
Someone say that out loud.
Amor fati.
It means he loves fatties.
No.
Come on, it's
Wow,
funny that way.
You had to go so far out of your way for that joke.
It does look that way though.
Jolliver did share a picture
I'm
in the
sorry.
chat there. Thank you for helping us out with that. If you want to see
Yeah.
a picture of
Good job.
the tattoo, she
That's-
does not look like she's very happy about that tattoo at all. So there you go. And also her other family members that got the tattoo had reactions and their henna had reactions and their hennas faded completely. So maybe they all got sick and only hers stayed.
When you say reactions about a thing on your skin, I imagine it was like hives or something.
Yeah, I think that may have been the case. So or it just like rashed or something. I don't know.
Do we got any good names?
Itchy.
Let's see. Teddy says no regrets.
I kind of like Jolliver's, so she looks like a sheriff vehicle now.
Wait, where?
Wait, I get a pick, so maybe I'll do that one. We'll
Teddy
see.
did
It's
just-
too long though. Can you shorten that for me, Teddy?
Teddy also did redeem a shut up, Jeremy.
Did he? Ah, yes, he
Yep.
did. He wasn't successful last night with shutting you up, but tonight he has been. Get that timer out. Is it going?
It's going.
Okay. All right. So if you've got other names for that one, I see that
Taboo tattoo.
Taboo Tattoo. That might be a good one there. Did you get that, Jeremy? You got that? All right. We're going to move on to the next one here that we have the picture up for, and that is reported body parts outside Santa Rosa, a shoe, roadkill, and napping homeless man.
What?
Yeah. This one's actually pretty simple. A report of body parts scattered on Gunavera. Oh, screw you, Discover It card. I don't need an ad for that. A report of body parts scattered on Gorneville Road outside of Santa Rosa Tuesday afternoon ended without a trip to the hospital or a call to the coroner. A person phoned 911 to report the carnage by the Laguna Road intersection around 1 p.m. What first responders found at the scene was an abandoned shoe near the double yellow line, blood and entrails of what was likely a raccoon, and a homeless man taking an afternoon nap on the roadside. The man was seen later speaking with the Sonoma County Sheriff's Department before walking down Vine Hill Road. It's also got the sheriff's information in here as well. You can, I'm sorry, not the sheriff's, the staff writer. So if you want to contact the staff writer, Nick Rahame, 707-521-5203 is their number. So you could give them a call.
Can we call them now?
If you're so inclined. I don't know if we have the capabilities of that without... I don't know if Kuipers has actually been trained on that yet.
I don't think I have.
Yeah, Kuipers has not been trained on that. We're going to have to work on that at some point. Mm-hmm. Especially if I'm going to have to do a call-in show all by myself next week, Kuipers. So
okay.
So there you go. What do we got in here? I see Sonoma, no home, no shoes, no body parts, no service. Sheriff kills raccoon, discusses with homeless.
That one's a bit long, Jolly.
Bit long. But I'm sure that the dictator can shorten something up here, I suppose. He probably will. All right. The last 404 that we have here, Amazon removes circumcision training kits from sale. Amazon removed them from the UK website after complaints that they normalize unnecessary and risky practice. The infant circumcision training kits were offered for sale by ESP through Amazon, retailing between £365 and £456. It included a model of a boy's genitals made from lifelike material, plus scissors and scalpels. They withdrew the kits from sale after being urged to do so in a letter from the National Secular Society. Let's see, there was...
It's okay though, Kyle. They're available in the United States.
Great.
So...
Did we want that?
I don't know.
Whoa! I didn't even see the picture here. Oh my!
It's been edited. It is completely I had to blur it myself on Amazon. If you want to check that out, it is not blurred, and it is lifelike.
It's been up there for like.
I was reading the news, Kuipers.
He's on this show to do one thing, and that's read.
I was reading the news. That is so there's just a lot of little parts, so you can practice like 5 times.
They're replacement ones, so that because there is a diversity of phalluses on babies.
Sure.
And so each one requires a slightly different technique.
You got to know how to dice them.
So they've got a six-piece variety.
Know when to fold them. Know when to walk away. Know when to run.
You got count your money. Sitting at the table.
Oh no!
Wow.
Oh no!
Yeah. So they said that is this because people were practicing rituals with this rather than having it medically or done by like a medical professional? Is that the reason that this is an issue?
Because in the UK it's insensitive because they feel that the practice of circumcision is detrimental, which personally I agree with, but that's beside the point.
I'd agree with that. But
it's culturally offensive.
Okay. In Europe?
Yeah, I think that was the background behind it. There was a backlash because it was found to be there available.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead, Nathan.
It's not the practice itself. It's the fact that it's done to infants who are completely incapable of consenting. that is what people object to most often.
Okay. So it's specifically because this was in the UK that this was an issue.
No, I could imagine it being an issue if it became
places.
more known here in US. Like I could imagine the Freedom from Religion Foundation taking issue with this thing.
Okay.
Although it's not a public...
I mean, as far as
not
the
a
reason that it was taken off of sale, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Although it's not really a publicly funded thing, so that probably wouldn't fall under their jurisdiction.
Man, there are a lot of really interesting. This one got the people to actually give us a lot of suggestions here. Crazy says Jeremy ordered one.
I like Crazy.
He says it says ship to Jeremy on the right, and it has a zip code there as well.
Does not mean I ordered it.
Teddy says pixely junk.
I like Crazy Dr. Jeremy Medicine Woman.
Jolliver says Rabbi Jeremy.
Cocktail Wiener, Little Smokey, Smokey and the Rabbi. Those are all Eric.
Teddy did want to let you know that there are still 2 days left to order that before Christmas.
Yeah.
Eric said Pedo Fredo.
That's a callback.
Cocktail Wiener as well.
Rabbi for Dummies.
Crazy. Is this a suggestion? Free shipping? Is that a suggestion there for the 404? I'm guessing not. Smokey and the Rabbi for Dummies, Little Smokey.
Pedo Fredo it is.
Practice dong.
Thank you. Oh, boy.
Kuipers.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Got something on your mind?
I didn't know where to turn.
Send us an email, message, or a call.
You've got mail.
No, we don't.
Thanks, guys.
We don't have any mail.
Bunch of losers.
Well, okay, let's not call them all losers
No,
per
I'm thinking
se.
we are because we're not cool enough for them to send us an
Oh,
email.
yeah.
Wrong.
That's probably accurate.
Wrong.
Fake news.
So,
You'd be in
yeah,
jail.
if you would like to reach us, our email is tubcast@meninatub.com. If you want to give us a call,
You can do that.
do that. 475 tub call, and that's going to be very important next week because we don't have a loop episode next week. We are going to have one thing. I think I might hire Eric back for it. Just because it may need to happen.
pre-scheduled.
It may need to happen. It was pre-scheduled. It may still be in his contract.
Plus, needs to teach me how the phone thing works anyway, too.
Yeah,
right?
he does need to teach you how to do that. So we may bring him back for that. But we are going to do a call-in show. There's a lot of people that are going to be gone next week, as it is the holiday week. So Eric and I will be doing a call-in show. So 475 Tub Call. If you want to leave us messages right now,
You can do that.
leading up to that, do that. We'll play them. We're also going to try and take some live calls with that number as well. So get those in because we are going to have a show that's a live call-in show. And if we don't have any calls, it's just going to be me and Eric staring at the screen, waiting for your calls. And nobody wants to watch that because that's not entertaining at all.
Can we make this like a end of year, like public access channel, fundraising type call in?
Oh, if you want to do it that way,
amazing.
yeah, absolutely. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna have some fun with it next week. But
We just need to raise $5,000 more and then we'll leave you alone to
Right.
watch Arthur.
right, send us the $5,000 to help support your local Tub Public
Internet.
studio
Public
show.
broadcasting.
Your Tublic Broadcasting, yeah. Tublic Broadcasting. So, yeah, that'll be happening next week. And I think that pretty much does it for us here as far as all the stuff in the show. This is the point of the show where we start to wrap things up. And we want to thank our Patreon peeps. And, Kuipers, you got that up there?
I got it up.
All right.
Jeez.
So, whoa, Kuipers, tone. All right.
Sorry.
All right. Tone. I was just checking because I don't see the screen, but the viewers do. And there's some coral there, and there's some names. And these are our co-producers.
Yeah. Patreon is not a co-producer, but that is
Yes.
how you can become one.
And so $10 a month gets you on the screen here. It also gets you a hangout, which we did earlier tonight, which was a blast. We had a lot of interesting conversations with that you would be a part of if you were in that $10 or more level. And if you're lower than that, you get access to things like our Discord, as well as being able to get our Lunchcast and other things. So it
Teddy
does
wants
help
to
us
know-
with supporting. Yes.
Teddy's curious. Can they donate cars?
Can they donate cars?
Yeah, if you, I think you could donate us a car. I think that would be very doable. If you want, first sign up on Patreon at minimum $10 level, and then get on our Discord chat. I know it only takes $1 to get on Discord, but I feel like you really, if you're going to donate a car, you really want to support us. So
Yeah.
do that. And then on Discord, just go ahead and send us the make, model, a couple of pictures of that beauty. And, and we'll see how you can get that. We'll probably have you leave it like in a
Sure.
grocery store parking lot with the keys
the
in it.
point is
type
we can
thing.
figure it out.
We'll
We can figure it out.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining in the chat here, TP Poker as well. Eric just updated us here that he had to pull over and scrape the ice off his beers and back window.
Keep it safe.
He
Keep the
said
ice
that's
off the
very
beer.
important. I had to pull over and scrape the ice off my mirrors and back window. That's very important. And then he said mirrors. So we don't know whether he has beers or
He's
mirrors.
texting and driving.
I hope he has meerkats that
He has
that have
meerkats.
icing problems.
That would be bad.
Why do you hope that meerkats have icing problems?
No, I hope he's keeping the meerkats safe by de-icing them.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Here you go, little
he's trying to
meerkats. I'll protect you.
They're cute.
Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, that's gonna do it for us here tonight, right?
Yeah.
That's anybody. Any other final thoughts here?
Merry New Year's.
Jeremy's saying Merry New Year's because he won't see any of us until the New Year's.
Yeah.
TP Poker says I'm terrified of bobcats. I hope that you're not encountering those right now. If you are, run.
The construction equipment?
Oh,
They
that's
can
not
be scary.
yeah, that could be scary too.
Yeah.
If that's the case, run. That's all we got, right? Let's go.
That's
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
You guys can get out of that basement now.